What's up guys, today I'm doing a video that is well needed and a lot of people want it. It is how to get dreadlocks instantly, and there's only one way you can get dreadlocks instantly, and is with one of these. Let's see if I can focus on this. So this right here is a crochet hook, crochet needle. This is the smallest size I can get at a store. So it is size, it says 1 millimeter. It says 12 over 1 millimeter. So that's what this is. So guys, what I did after the process of doing the towel rub, I did towel rub for about a month, and I did towel rub however many times that I did it a day for like 10 minutes, whatever. This is what sped up the process the most, and it's crochet hook. Crochet needle does everything. It's insane, but there is a wrong and right way to do it. But before I get into it, I've seen a video on how people do this, and it just gives them instant dreadlocks, straight up from like no dreadlock whatsoever to having instant dreadlocks, and it just instantly does it. So I wanted to show you guys a little bit on how to do it and kind of a technique kind of thing. I've seen the video of it, but they didn't really explain exactly how to do it. It just gave me a perfect opportunity to show you guys what I've done before and how it's helped me and like what it's done or what it can do. So first off, if you have dreadlocks already, this can still be helpful. So if you have dreadlocks, you can still use this, and the reason you can still use this is to bring in the frizzy hair. For me, I do have a lot of frizzy hair, as you guys can tell. Like, everybody has this frizzy hair. I don't know if everybody does, but I do. And all it can do is bring in all that frizzy hair. So what's exactly happening is, I'll show you guys kind of a close-up kind of thing. So what's going on is the crochet needle. Okay, so the crochet needle will go through the dreadlock, and then it grabs around these frizzy hairs and it'll pull it inside of the dreadlock. And the best technique is always, when you are using the crochet needle, the best thing to do is always pretty much have the needle facing the same way that the dreadlock goes out of the head. Don't ever face it towards the root. Don't ever pull down from the root, because what is happening there is that the dreadlock is actually being pulled out of your scalp, and you don't want that to happen, because if you're pulling it from the root, all that's happening is those single hairs are being pulled out of your scalp, and that's exactly what you don't want to do. So there's like a pro and con to this. You just have to know what you're doing and do it the right way, because all it's doing is not breaking hair if you're doing it the proper way. All you're doing is pulling hair going through. Can't really show it, but what's happening is I'll go until I pass through, and then it kind of touches this finger to where I know to pull it back already, and then I just pull it back in. And then if you get really good at it, you can go kind of fast, so you can speed up the process, and it just pulls in all of those frizzy hairs. And I'm not going to do this because I don't really do too much maintenance, but I just made this video to show you guys exactly what it does. And this dreadlock's kind of maintained and already put together pretty much really good. Another thing that the crochet needle can do is it can pull in these hairs right here and kind of blunt off the tips. See how this tip right here is kind of swirled off and it's kind of curly? And one thing it does is like, it just looks curly. Some people don't like how this looks, and I like how it looks, and it doesn't bother me none, so I'm cool with it. But one thing that it can do is when you can also pull in that and blunt off the tips. What it means to blunt off the tip, it means to round it out to where it's not frizzy at the end or curly. Because I know in the earlier stages for me is that my hair was always curly on the tips, and then it kind of just blunts itself off at a long time. But it's definitely not there yet, that's for sure. Some of my tips are kind of blunted. Most of them are they're mostly all just curly at the end. But one thing that these will do is that it'll pull in all those curly hairs. As long as you just go in about 1 inch at the top, and then you come through the bottom. So you put it in, and then you just pull it in, you know? It just grabs it, and then it'll pull in those hairs to the dreadlock. A downside is that it'll probably take about 1/2 of an inch off of your dreadlocks, but if you want that crisp and kind of clean look, that's what it does. I'm really not trying to do it, pull in all the things, but I'm just trying to give you an explanation on how to do it and really what it does, because it can pull in all this. Personally, myself, I like how the curls look at the end, and it doesn't bother me. I like how that looks. Man, when you look at your dreadlocks so close, you see everything that's in them. Like, I can see, but like, you can literally see everything. That's crazy. Let's see if you guys can see that too. But like, I can literally see everything in my dreadlock, which is crazy. Like, I'm like tripping out over my dreadlock right now, but this is crazy. Because the lighting, it just makes it look so crisp. Hold on, I'm gonna try to get you guys to see this too. All right. You guys see that? Like, literally see everything. So I'm gonna try to give you guys a close-up kind of view, because as you guys can see, there's a bunch of frizzy hair on the back of this dreadlock. And what this will do is it'll just pull in all that loose hair. So you go through, and then it does take it is a process, that's for sure. But if you hold it like this, you can definitely feel all the hair going into the dreadlock. Just always make sure that you're pulling from the tip of your dread to the root, because that's the whole process of dreadlocks, is it's locking to the root, you know? So just do this whole process and it will happen, you know? If you guys can see that hook, see how it's facing down? That's how you want to face it. You want to face it towards your body. For me, it's personally easier for me to face the hook. All right, so the hook's down like this. I face it towards me this way. It's facing me right now. The hook is facing me, so it just makes it easier for me to control, because I can feel it hitting my thumb sometimes. One thing I would do want to tell you guys is don't go too hard, or you can shoot through the top of your finger, and this will easily go into your finger. I've done it multiple times, but I haven't done crochet hook in a long time. But what will happen is it'll shoot straight into your finger. It kind of hurts, so don't go too hard or you'll just like go straight to your finger. But this whole process is pretty much like bringing in all that loose hair. That's the only thing that a crochet needle does. But this also does give you instant dreadlocks. If I were to just have sectioned out my hair, and say I like sectioned out maybe like 80 sections, and then I start working on a piece of hair. So all I would do is grab that section, and then I would start at the root. Get a knot going at the root. So you start getting a knot at the root. Once you have that knot at the root, all you have to do is keep going down the dreadlock. And then you keep going until you get to the end, and then your hair is already locked up at that point. And I don't really recommend washing it like the next day. Maybe like wait it out, especially with this, you can wash your hair really quick because your hairs aren't going to be locked up right away. So like when it comes down to it, after you do all the crochet needle stuff, you're pretty much straight. It's crazy how I seen this video on how the dude did it. I was like, holy smokes, like this is instant dreadlocks. And I did it for myself and it just sped up the whole process. So this can be used for one or two things, or kind of like one or three things. Or like you can use them for all three, I guess. Use it for getting instant dreadlocks. You can use it for pulling in loose ends, and you can also use this for blending out your tips. Me personally, I like the way my tips look because they're curly, and I like the way that looks. It's just cool to me. A lot of people don't like that. Some people like a more uniform look to their dreadlocks. Me, I like how the freeform kind of look does look. I'm not saying that I'm 100% freeform. I have been going freeform for a really long time, but I don't really like to claim that I'm freeform because like some people, I didn't freeform the whole time, so that's like why I don't really claim myself to be freeform 100%, but I do freeform now. But I hope this really does help you guys out. Make sure when you're using a crochet needle, always pull away from the tip of the dread. Never pull from the root, because then that pulls out hair from the scalp. So this is bad. Don't ever pull down. Always pull back to the root. If you do that and you follow those steps, you'll be great. You'll be Gucci. So don't even sweat it. Hopefully this helped you guys out. If it did, give it a thumbs up and I'll definitely appreciate it, and I'll love you guys forever. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get to that. Share the video if you think your homies need it or something. Like send them a text, be like, yo, check out this video. I know you've been wanting it. Like, yeah, come on. But hey, thank you guys for tuning in. I do post every single day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.